get more on this. Reporter Sean Mallen is following the story from Toronto, and he joins us now. Sean, thank you very much for joining us. Now, tell me, how are firefighters and other authorities doing in their efforts to control the fire right now?
Well, the sun's just rising in northern Alberta at this hour, and I just heard a report from the leader of the firefighting forces there, and they're looking at another very rough day. It was cool overnight, the winds dropped, but they're still looking at another dry, very hot, very windy day today, which is only going to complicate matters. What they're doing right now, police are going door to door throughout the neighborhoods of Fort McMurray to ensure that everyone has left, because as you just saw in your report, it was a pretty chaotic scene yesterday. The winds whipped up suddenly, and this fire that had been threatening the edge of the town for some days suddenly got into the town, started eating up whole neighborhoods. We're seeing extraordinary scenes of service stations going up in flames and exploding, and people suddenly ordered to evacuate the entire city. Now, you should know that there is really only one way out, south and north of Fort McMurray, only one highway. Most people tried to head south, and an extraordinary, hellish scene, because the flames were really just beside the highway, a wall of flames people were reporting seeing, and smoke, and in a bit of a tragic irony, there were people running out of gas in this oil town right beside the highway because it was such a scramble. The service stations ran out of gasoline. So it looks like another very rough day in Fort McMurray. As your reporter just said, they are calling in the Army, they are calling in firefighters from surrounding communities, but it's difficult to get in. The highway southbound is still jammed, and they're not sure what they're going to do, but they've already lost, in some neighborhoods, upwards of 80% of the homes.
Okay, now this is a mandatory evacuation order. Is everyone out? Is all 60,000 residents, have they been evacuated? And if not, give us a sense of how difficult it is. I mean, you said there was only one highway, out from the city. How are you going to move 60,000 people on one highway?
Well, that's the challenge that they face, and that's why the highway was jammed yesterday, complicating matters because of the heavy smoke. Not many flights were able to get in and out of the airport. So the challenge today is to ensure that everyone who was supposed to get out did get out, and to try to get as many firefighting equipment and personnel in there as possible to try to hold off this fire, because the local fire department was just overwhelmed yesterday. You can imagine hundreds of fires breaking out all over the city at the same time. Utterly impossible for one fire department to keep on top of. You should know as well that this is the center of Canada's oil sands industry. This is a boom town. Normally a boom town, but with plummeting oil prices over the last year, it has been suffering economically horribly. Thousands of jobs lost, projects shut down, and now large parts of the city up in flames.
Right, Sean Mallen with the latest for us from Toronto. Thank you.